and welcome to Ashley's Heart Song. I am so happy to have you here, happy to welcome you. This is on the Win Women TV network. This is the place where we release the stress and get back into our body, our life, and our business. When you tap into the song of your heart, you master your mind and the stress that steals your life. This is the Three Brains approach to restore the energy and vitality of the body, the soul, and the spirit. Each week, we speak to a topic that gives you a connection around the mental, physical, and emotional fitness of you. And as I always love to start a show, let's start a show by taking our vitality score. Are you ready? Let's hit it with the mind first. How mentally fit do you feel today? Today, do you feel mental clarity? Do you feel mental ease? If you do, you're a 10, anywhere from a 5 to a 10. But if you feel like you are just in the slump of things, then that could be more around a 1 to a 5. All right. Next, let's check in with our emotional wellness. Emotionally, where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? Are you feeling emotionally balanced today? That will give you closer to a 10. But if you're not feeling emotionally balanced, maybe you're a little moody. If you are moody, then let's bring your score will probably be below a 5, anywhere from a 1 to a 5. All right, next, let's look at your physical. Physically, where do you feel today? Do you feel on point? Do you feel like you're strong? Do you feel like you have plenty of energy? If you do, then your score is going to be closer to a 10. If not, then you'll be down closer to a 1. So from 1 to 10, that is your scale. And then on the spiritual fitness, where spiritually do you feel today? Do you feel connected? Do you feel in tune? Do you feel inspired? If you do, then your score is going to be closer to a 10. If not, then it'll be below a 5, closer to a 1. Add up your score and let's find out, where is your vitality this week? The highest score is a 40, so where are you on that scale? If you are anywhere from a 30 to a 40, you are doing great. Just keep pressing on. Keep doing what you're doing. If you are scoring below a 30, then take a look at your scorecard and see what area is scoring lowest, and you can begin addressing that. All right. Whew. Now we're ready to go. Remember on that vitality score not to judge yourself, and know also that we just ended, sometimes when we end a period of time in our life, whether it's a holiday, whether it's a birthday, whether it is something that maybe you're going through, remember your vitality score is going to do this because you're a human being and you do this. So just make sure that you are covering all those areas when you are caring for yourself, when you're nurturing yourself, when you're attending to your health and your wellness journey. You want to include all those aspects of you, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual body of you, in your health program. All right. So let's move on. I next want to share with you what our topic is today. And our topic is around the sacred metabolizers. I love these sacred metabolizers. Before I discovered this, the power of our state of operation, because that's what a sacred metabolizer is. It's just simply your state of operation at any given time. And a sacred metabolizer is one where it is allowing you to be the biological equivalent of it, and it's higher than homeostasis, right? So homeostasis is a nice rhythm, a nice hum. But when you're in a sacred metabolizer, your rhythm is heightened, your frequency is heightened, which means your metabolic processes are heightened. Your healing, your maintenance, your fat burning capabilities are all elevated. And so it's really fun just to check in each day and all throughout the day to just see, all right, where am I humming? What is my frequency? And am I humming at a higher level than just homeostasis? Or am I below homeostasis and in the fear realm, procrastination, irritation, guilt? Any of those are below that homeostasis line. And if they are, then you're not metabolizing fat efficiently. You're typically utilizing muscle for energy. And we want to utilize fat for energy because we're healthier, more vibrant when we do that. So when we look at these sacred metabolizers, we want to tune in and just see, where am I today? Am I in joy? Am I in happiness? Am I peace? Where am I? What's going on within me? This helps us to tune into that emotional segment. So sacred metabolizers are truly about tuning into our mental and emotional states of being. All right, so I've got a couple of quotes for you I would love to read off around forgiveness. One is, this is by Robert Miller, and it's, to forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you'll receive untold peace and happiness. That is truth. Forgiveness brings that peace to you when you do it, when you give forgiveness. You get peace in return. And then Eckhart Tolle says, surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life. And I don't know about you, but sometimes it is really difficult to go with the flow of life. Life is such an adventure. It is an adventurous trail. It can be a rocky trail. It can be a smooth trail. It can be a steep trail. And going with the flow of that can sometimes be humanly challenging. I have found, I don't know about you, if you have found that surrendering, or that life is easy to surrender to and to be in the flow of, oh, please share with me how you were able to do that on a continual 24/7 basis. Because surrendering for me has been probably one of the most difficult sacred metabolizers that I've worked with. And so the main sacred metabolizers are love, courage, commitment, compassion, faith, forgiveness, surrender, truth, gratitude. We also have joy and peace in there. And, there's just a plethora of others, but those are the top ones. And so today I wanted to talk about forgiveness and surrender together, because they really do go together. When we forgive, we have surrendered as well. And when we surrender, we are more capable of being able to forgive. So let's just talk about forgiveness for a moment, and then we'll speak to surrender, and then we'll bring them together. But forgiveness, it involves letting go of past grievances. Have you ever held on to something like a bulldog? So I have a sweet little puppy bulldog, and she will grab hold of a toy and she will not want to let go. And she shakes her head with it, and it's in her jaw, and you're on the other end, and your arm is just being yanked out of socket. It's so much fun to play with her, but you got to be careful because her yanking side to side can can pull you in ways that don't feel good. But the point of this is that she can grab hold of that and not want to let go. And have you ever done that with a grievance? I know I have. And there are times when I think that I have forgiven. I've gone through the forgiven. But then later, I'll think about the grievance and I still get a charge from it. And I think, well, gosh, I haven't forgiven it all yet. Because as long as you still receive a charge, the healing of forgiveness has not fully taken form. This is my interpretation of it. To me, when you forgive something, you've completely forgotten about it. Like, I have this story around forgiveness that I just love telling because it was it was so real for me, in a sense that I have not received a charge since. And this is something that I would I would think that typically people kind of hold on to. But it was a time in my life, I mean, it was during the anxiety years, and this person in my life had taken something that I said personally and took a great grievance against me for something that I said innocently and with compassion and love and an idea. And this person totally took it out of context, took it personal, and told me I didn't know what I was talking about and told me to mind my own business, that kind of thing. And that I was never to contact them again. And I thought, oh my word, what happened? And this was a person that was in my life. And that really took me by surprise. Well, I came across a forgiveness. Y'all, I just got to insert this. Don't you love it when you have been to a Bible study or a class and there was a tool that you were given and you just put it in your Bible or put it in a book, a favorite book of yours, and then later you came across and went, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed in this moment. I didn't need it when it was given to me 5 years prior to this, but in this moment, when I needed to walk into forgiveness with this person, because I began taking it personally and I began to think about it all the time. And it was just all over me and in me. And I thought, wow, this is not good for my health at all. And when I opened up my Bible one day, I saw this forgiveness process. And I went, huh, I'm going to do this. And so I did the forgiveness process with this person. And then I forgot about it, didn't think about it again. And I think that is also part of the process. Forgiveness to me is a lot like faith. You ask for it, you believe it to be true, and then you just release it and forget about it. Well, I had done that, and about, I don't know, a month later, the person's name was mentioned. And I went, oh my gosh, how are they? Whereas before I'd done the forgiveness process, it was, I mean, anytime their name was brought up, I went into anxiety, heart palpitations, dry mouth, shaky voice. I was scared, so to speak. But this time it's like, oh my gosh, how are they? And I really meant it. There was nothing, no charge, no nothing. And I was like, wow, that is the most amazing experience for me. And since then, and this was probably 15, 20 years ago, I still to this day, it's not nothing, no charge, nothing. And you know what else happened with that, y'all? The relationship healed itself. With time, that relationship healed. And it was able to heal because I went through a forgiveness process and forgave her. I forgave me. I forgave the situation. So forgiveness is truly about you, your experience with it, and forgiving yourself over messing up, saying something wrong, whatever it is, quote unquote wrong, right? The misinterpretation, whatever it is, it's about you coming to peace within yourself that you did the best you could and you sought forgiveness over it. So when you extend forgiveness to someone, you don't necessarily have to do it to their face. You can do it within yourself. I did it through this forgiveness process between me and God. And that was it. And it worked so beautifully. And in my coaching practice, I use this technique with my clients. I give them, this is a tool that I give my clients to use because many things in our life that we have not forgiven, that we hold on to, is locking down our physical body, the physical healing process, the maintenance process of our body. It locks it down and it ages us. It turns the heart towards anger. It turns the heart, it hardens the heart, and it blocks life from being able to come in and flow through you. Forgiveness is huge. Forgiveness is peace. So, what is it in your life? What experience needs to be forgiven? What reaction of yours needs to be forgiven? What person in your life can be forgiven? What action have you done in previous years that brought a serious repercussion? Maybe not even a serious one, maybe just a repercussion that didn't feel good, that you've held on to, that you could forgive yourself for and bring peace into your heart and into your mind and elevate your presence, elevate your mode of operation to be one that is peace filled, one that is joy filled, one that is compassion, so that you elevate your metabolism and mobilize fat for energy. I mean, it goes from spiritual to physical, y'all. Spiritual to physical, spiritual to physical. There is a spiritual solution to every problem. That is a book by Wayne Dyer, and I firmly believe that. And in this realm of fat loss, of not living at your body's natural weight, of fighting your weight over and over and over again, there is a spiritual solution to that. I have worked with people for over 35 years to get healthy. Over 35 years. That's more than half my life. And what I found was when we only work with it in the physical sense, calculating what we eat, exercising, what is the output, calories in, calories out, that people have a difficult time living at their body's natural weight. Because there is a beautiful spiritual caveat to that that makes it work. It's calories in plus calories out plus the spiritual component equals body's natural weight. It's not calories in, calories out equals body's natural weight. Doesn't happen that way. Why? Because our emotional balance plays a key role in our body's ability to maintain its natural weight. And that emotional balance has the spiritual component to it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So surrender, I think that's all on forgiveness. If I have more on forgiveness, I will be sure and circle back to it when we talk about both of them. But in surrender, surrender is a difficult one in the sense that we are human beings that are holding on to life for dear life. We're holding on, we're gripping, we want to control the outcome, we want to control, like something very simple when we're raising our children. Or let me take Luna, for instance. I love using Luna as an example. Luna, my sweet little baby bulldog, puppy bulldog, when I am trying to control her, she resists so much. She fights it when I am controlling her. But when I work with her, she gives into that and she ebb and flows with me. Our children are the same way. When we're trying to control them, especially as adults, right? Oh, pardon me. Especially as adults, when we are, it's like, gosh, if they would just do this, then they'd be happy, or they'd be over this molehill, or whatever it is. We just, pardon me, we want what is best for them. We want it so much. They're our hearts. And we just want them to be happy. And when we see them going down a road or making a decision that we don't believe is for their highest good, we want to control it. However, when we just surrender and let them live their life and walk their own journey, have you ever noticed how they do come out on the other side with ease? And sometimes I have found that, okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm still gripping as I'm watching them live their life, right? I'm still gripping. And it's like, wow, man, I really need to surrender this. I've got to let this go. Got to let it go. It's when we hold on and we don't yield to it, when we hold on and we're gripping it, we're locking down our physicality, just like on for unforgiveness. When we're not forgiving, we lock down that ability of our body to soar, to elevate in its health. Surrender is the exact same way. If we're holding on really tight, then we're only going to mess things up. We're going to be constricted, and we're going to block our body's own metabolism and our body's own ability to metabolize fats. Surrender is beautiful and a concept that I am working to grasp. This one, for me, is a tough one. And it's about relinquishing the need to control every aspect of my journey. Do you experience that? Where you just want to control it so you can navigate it. But what if we surrendered and we just said, you know what? I'm just going to live in the present moment, and just see what happens when I work inside of this moment and what will happen when I get to the next moment, and just experiment with just being present in each individual moment. Surrender is about embracing the unknown, trusting in the journey that is meant for you, and believing that the outcome of whatever it is, the outcome is for your highest good. Can you do that? Can you believe that the outcome of whatever it is you're trying to control, if you just simply surrendered, do you believe that the outcome, no matter what it is for your highest good? Because remember, when we look at that phrase, no matter what it is, that means that in our mind, it could be good or bad. Well, that just put us in ego mind, and the frame of mind is judgment. But what if there was no good or bad? What if it is only for your highest good? And that if the ego mind wants to deem it as bad, what if your ego mind took a back seat and just saw it as, this is an interesting experience for my highest good? Wow, y'all, that is a concept that can be difficult. Do you see how surrender can be challenging? And yet, when we do surrender, the freedom inside of it, the freedom we can experience with surrender, the ease and the flow that can come into our life when we just surrender. Wow. Nice, huh? So let's bring this concept of surrender around to personal growth and wellness. If, let's say, you're a person who loves to weigh themselves every single day, every day you want to step on that scale and weigh yourself, that is a form of control. And I was one of those people. In fact, I weighed probably 4 to 5 times a day, checking to see if, okay, have I lost a micro pound? Have I lost anything in the last 3 hours? Oh my gosh. I was just so obsessed with the number on the scale. And if it was something that I didn't think was healthy for me, then I weighed several times a day until that came down. But guess what? It didn't come down. Why did it not come down? Because I was holding on. I was gripping. I was trying to control my body's weight. When you're on a weight loss journey, if you are trying to control your body weight by stepping on that scale and wishing, hoping that the scale is going to read lower than what it did yesterday, then you have got a long, hard journey ahead of you. Long, hard journey. It wasn't until I let go of the scale, when I stopped weighing myself and went by how my body felt, how I felt, that was when my body found its natural weight. That was when freedom, oh my gosh, entered my life. Because as long as you hold on to that scale, that relationship with the scale, and are weighing all the time, the weight loss will become slower and slower and slower, and probably you'll hit a wall and you won't lose any more weight because you are holding on to the weight by holding on to the restriction of that number. So I invite you to surrender the scale, surrender counting calories, surrender anything that has to do with numbers and your body. Surrender. Palms up, surrender. Do not count, do not weigh, do none of that. Surrender the number. When you surrender the number, you will find freedom. You will find that you can trust yourself to eat to the point of energy, to eat the amount of food that your body needs at that one time. When you surrender, you will find that your pants do fit you really good. You will find that you automatically gravitate towards foods that nourish you. Your gut brain directs you to protein, essential fats, and carbohydrates in the amount that's needed for macronutrient balance. You'll find that you're directed. You have a wisdom within you, a knowing within you. It's your gut brain. And it knows how much food you need at any given time. It knows exactly what forms you need at any given time of macronutrients. It knows. All we got to do is surrender and tune in, be present. That is how the sacred metabolizer surrender can impact your life in an exponential way with your health, with your vitality, with your body weight. By simply surrendering those numbers, you can live at your body's natural weight with ease and grace. You can. It is beautiful. It's beautiful how it works. But try it. Many people don't believe me. They go, no, no, no. My body is a calories in, calories out kind of body. And I'm like, no, it is not. It's not. If it was gold, yes. Meaning gold has a weight. It has a weight on a scale. And when you take it off, the weight lightens. And when you put it back on, it goes heavy again. You are not like that. You're not made that way. You are a three-part being, a physical body, a soulful body, and a spiritual body. There is so much more to you than just that physical form doing calories in, calories out. Surrender. Forgive yourself for the behaviors of the past when it comes to food, when it comes to how you treated your body, when it comes to weighing all the time, the judgment you're giving your body. If you're weighing every day, that means you are in judgment of your body. That means that there is an unforgiveness component there. So forgive yourself and tap into surrendering those numbers, and you are going to find so much freedom. So, so, so much freedom. So beautiful. Continue your journey and tap into forgiveness and surrender. And you will find your pathway to self improvement, to vitality, to inner peace is going to be exponentially easy when you bring these into your life. Y'all, it has been just such a joy to be with you today. This has been Ashley's Heart Song on the Win Win Women TV network. I am here every Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. You can find me on YouTube at Ashley's Heart Song, and you can also follow me and join me through Facebook, Instagram. Ashley Torian is where you'll find me, and you can find me at ashleytorian.com. I look forward to seeing you next time on the Win Win Women TV network. Thanks for joining me today. Goodbye, everybody.